years after Nintendo Switch 1 revolutionized video games, we've finally tried Nintendo Switch 2, the logical evolution destined to sell millions of consoles and that has given us both incredible experiences and a few reservations. Is it worth getting the Nintendo Switch 2? Here's our honest take on the ups and downs we discovered after thoroughly testing it. The design of Nintendo Switch was nearly perfect for a portable console. It was slim, lightweight, and had a huge screen. Nintendo Switch 2 maintains this lightweight concept with the same thickness while improving almost all its characteristics. The body and Joy-Cons are made of plastic, but feature a slight texture that significantly improves grip, making it feel very different from previous Nintendo Switch consoles. It feels premium in your hand, even when it's off. While other consoles like Steam Deck have increased considerably in size and weight, Switch 2 feels super lightweight, very slim, and extremely comfortable in the hands. The body of the console features two USB-C ports, one on the top and one on the bottom, for charging or connecting accessories. There's a microphone at the top, right next to the game card slot and close to the power and volume control buttons. Both the buttons and the card slot are generously sized for easy access. It has a U-shaped kickstand made from an aluminum alloy, providing better durability. You can place the console on nearly any surface, even uneven ones, with greater stability than any stand in Nintendo Switch's history. Plus, its U-shape allows it to be hung in certain places, significantly improving versatility. Beneath this stand is a slot for inserting micro SD express cards, not the same used by Nintendo Switch, so be careful there. These cards have higher data transfer speeds and are essentially for faster loading games if used as storage. They're more expensive, but we understand. They're necessary for running more powerful games with shorter loading times. The speakers sound great and pack a lot of power if you want to play it in handheld mode. We couldn't fully appreciate them due to background noise at the event, but with the volume at maximum, their impressive power was clearly noticeable. The increase in console size has also impacted the screen size. It's gigantic, reaching 7.9 inches, almost the size of an iPad mini. It uses LCD technology, so it doesn't achieve the contrast and blacks of an OLED screen. Instead, Nintendo has aimed for the best possible LCD screen, featuring HDR for a wider color profile and excellent maximum brightness levels. In fact, despite the event location having a glass roof and slightly less illumination than direct daylight, the screen was clearly visible. But where the screen truly shines is in color reproduction. HDR expands the dynamic range, making colors more vivid and striking. We didn't miss the OLED screen thanks to this LCD, and we think Nintendo wisely chose this technology for their new console. Additionally, the screen can achieve a refresh rate of 120 frames per second, making games appear smoother. We won't lie, the difference between the common 60 FPS and 120 FPS is very subtle, and not everyone can easily notice it. It's great that Nintendo opted for 120 Hz, though we think it might be more useful for increased responsiveness in games that use motion sensors or mouse controls rather than purely graphical improvements. All this power inside the console carries Nvidia's name. The company has confirmed that Switch 2 incorporates cutting-edge technologies like ray tracing for better lighting, plus cores dedicated to AI functions, such as DLSS for improved resolution and performance, or related to one of its accessories we'll tell you about in a moment. Games need fast loading to ensure smooth performance, and for this, Nintendo included a 256GB SSD in the console. To give you an idea, Mario Kart World takes up around 256GB, so it has a good base storage capacity. Nintendo Switch 2's Joy-Cons are the biggest innovation Nintendo has included in their new console. It's not something entirely new externally. They look slightly bigger than the Joy-Cons you already know for Nintendo Switch. The feel, like the console itself, has improved with some texture for better grip, maintaining the same button layout as the original Switch. The sticks, notorious for issues in the previous console, feel practically identical but slightly firmer. Nintendo claims their durability has greatly increased, but hasn't confirmed the specific technology used, so we'll just have to trust them for now. During our testing, the Joy-Con sticks function perfectly, and we didn't notice any early signs of potential problems. Inside, the Joy-Cons have undergone significant improvements. Due to the components requested for the console's construction, we know the motion sensor has improved to 9 axes, eliminating the frequent recalibration required by Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. In our tests, we noted a substantial improvement in aiming and motion without drift occurring over time. What caught our attention the most, though, was the new rumble feature, dubbed HD Rumble 2 by Nintendo. Very original. You could distinctly feel the difference between holding maracas with a large ball inside versus a normal one, as if the controller had variable weight based on the rumble. We're eager to see more examples of this rumble system, but for now, we're amazed by its power. The mouse controls in Nintendo Switch 2 is the console's major innovation. While commonplace on PC, this has never been widely implemented in traditional consoles. Switch 2 is the first traditional console to natively include a mouse as a control option, and you can't imagine how good it feels in action. We had some serious doubts about its functionality, as Nintendo has sometimes promised features that didn't exactly meet expectations. However, this one surpassed our expectations. We played it on a mousepad with Metroid Prime 4, and even directly on pants, and the detection was always excellent, highly sensitive. Our only criticism is that after playing for a while, the hand easily tires due to the lack of right-hand support. The console's charm lies in the Joy-Con magnets, which attach strongly and effortlessly to the sides. They detach with a rear button and attach magnetically to the console screen, producing a very satisfying sound. This gesture is convenient, cool, and effective, so it does everything. Concerns do exist about whether the internal connector might bend or break if the controllers were attached incorrectly, but the magnet strength ensures the controller snaps precisely in a position without allowing misalignment, so there's no need to worry about damage. Nintendo has also updated the console's dock to output 4K and HDR with a more rounded design. Two USB 2.0 ports remain on the side, and HDMI, LAN cable, and power adapter connectors are on the back. The surprise inside the new dock is a built-in fan that keeps the console from catching fire when running the most demanding games. And just in case you were wondering, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't compatible with the original Switch dock. Nintendo Switch 2's Pro Controller closely resembles the original, but features enhancements that significantly improve it. First, it includes more buttons, including a customizable pair of triggers at the back. You can connect headphones directly to the controller for spatial audio, with another highlight being the HD Rumble 2, providing a more intense and precise experience during our Donkey Kong Bananza sessions, similar to the PS5 controller. The original Nintendo Switch Pro Controller is also compatible with Switch 2, though the quality jump between them feels pretty huge. The Nintendo Switch 2's camera is one of this generation's standout accessories. While it's mainly intended for fun and casual use, we were impressed by how effective it uses artificial intelligence to detect and follow the player's movements. From just over 3 feet away, it can comfortably capture up to 4 people playing, thanks to its convenient ultra-wide-angle lens. We verified this while playing Mario Party Jamboree TV, where players competed against each other by jumping, shouting, and vying for Bowser's attention. However, what will truly sell this console isn't the screen, the games, or anything else. It's this Piranha Plant camera that Nintendo will release alongside the console, which can also be attached in portable mode, and it's adorable. The Joy-Con straps have also evolved with Nintendo Switch 2. Besides functioning as wrist straps to prevent dropping the controllers, they also serve as supports for mouse controls. While using them isn't mandatory, they ensure a better experience when sliding the controllers across tables or legs. Previously, they enhanced button pressing for horizontal gameplay, but now they're more prominent, making the buttons much easier to press. Unlike Nintendo Switch 2 will launch with a single model. This pack includes the black console with 2 Joy-Cons, the upgraded dock, 2 straps in red and blue, a controller grip, an ultra-high-speed HDMI cable, presumably version 2.1, and a power adapter, previously rumored to be excluded but is indeed included. All this at a recommended price of $450, about $150 more than the original Nintendo Switch at launch. If you think that's expensive, wait till you see game prices. Nintendo exclusives will range from $70 to $80 in physical format. We asked Nintendo about this, and they explained it's a price adjustment due to inflation. They've tried to ease the pressure by pricing digital versions cheaper, between $60 and $70, but this has only been confirmed in some countries, such as Spain or Germany. Mario Kart World is the new flagship game chosen to represent Nintendo Switch 2. After 11 years without a new Mario Kart, Nintendo had plenty of time to prepare its next hit, and we have to admit, they kinda nailed it. It has everything we love about Mario Kart, plus added open-world exploration for practicing tracks, shortcuts, and collectibles, along with a high-tension survival mode where racers get eliminated each lap. Honestly, we couldn't ask much more platformer from Mario Kart World? It looks like a smash hit at launch. Donkey Kong Bananza is Nintendo Switch 2's single-player bet. It's not Super Mario, but significant effort has clearly gone into redesigning the character. The concept is ambitious, featuring environments fully destructible with total freedom, letting players choose their path and actions freely. It's the most open 3D platformer we've ever played. Although we felt the worlds lacked charisma, we hope we're wrong by launch, as the concept behind Donkey Kong Bananza is highly promising. Drag and Drive is by far Switch 2's weirdest game. It consists of 3-on-3 basketball games simulating wheelchair movement. The unique twist is the use of mouse controls. While it might sound strange, HD Rumble 2 makes sliding the Joy-Cons across your legs feel genuinely like being in a wheelchair. It's tricky to master and curious to play, but we don't have high expectations at the moment. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour acts as an interactive console manual. We tried various interesting demonstrations, such as mouse responsiveness and identifying the frame rate of different objects. It's best approached with a mindset of curiosity and learning. Ideally, it would be free, but it'll have a reduced price of about $6. Still, probably not for everyone. On the other hand, there's the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition line, offering substantial improvements to Nintendo Switch games. Metroid Prime 4 and Zelda have enormous upgrades in resolution and performance, displaying sharper, brighter HDR colors. These games, along with Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, feel like DLCs, extensions of their original experiences. Nintendo Switch Online subscriptions include updates for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. If you don't have a subscription, you can purchase these updates individually for between $10 and $20. They're decent upgrades if you haven't played these games yet, and expand the experiences slightly if you have. We also tried Zelda Wind Waker on Nintendo Switch 2 through the console's emulator, upscaled to HD and featuring retro filters to smooth out the raw resolution increase, which otherwise leaves the game looking somewhat dated. Other companies will also release their games on Nintendo Switch, such as Hazelight and their two-player game Split Fiction. Hogwarts Legacy and Cyberpunk, which didn't run quite as smoothly as Nintendo's own titles, were still fully playable and visually impressive, keeping pace with other consoles. From Software, creators of Dark Souls will also release the exclusive The Duskbloods alongside Elden Ring throughout this year and 2026, though we couldn't test those. Okay, now let's answer the big question. Is Nintendo Switch 2 worth buying? Without having one permanently in our hands, it's clear that it doesn't innovate as dramatically as the original Nintendo Switch. It's focused on improving existing features, so you'll get more and better if you enjoyed the first one. Considering what it offers, it's not particularly expensive. It includes cutting-edge NVIDIA technology, and its screen looks stunning in HDR. You won't even miss an OLED display at all. Additionally, the new Joy-Cons feel more robust. The console's overall build feels premium and much less toy-like compared to the original Nintendo Switch. Plus, the mouse controls, HD Rumble, 120Hz screen, and even the camera operate nearly flawlessly. Ultimately, it's up to you whether to spend the $450 plus games, which certainly aren't cheap. But initially, yes, it's definitely worth it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our upcoming videos. And here you have our latest ones to keep the fun going. Thanks for watching. See you next time.